Gamer's Garage.
Can't stop the train, baby. Woo!
This week, I have the honor of welcoming you all to the 13th round of the Losers Bracket, which is always hosted by the Gamers Garage. Thank you. This week, we have two special guests. We have Dakota Lasky. You would all know him as VVV Rapture, who's here to talk about a certain MMO we'll discuss later. And previous guest, Juan Main Event Zabarini, who is going to be here to talk all things Tekken. So we look forward to it, as well as MLG Orlando. So talk to me. You guys were at Orlando.
Oh my God!
I thought I had the most fun at an event, like not having the stress of being at a certain place at a certain time. I thought it was a little warm in the venue for the first day. It seemed like Disney had a little stick up their ass a little bit, not letting people sit down on the featured stations to relax at the fighting section. They gave the fighters all metal chairs to sit on unless they were on featured stations, so that was awesome. Thanks, MLG. Amazing, guys.
Good job,
Okay,
guys.
serious?
Appreciate
Metal
that.
chairs, really?
You might as well be sitting on, like, bricks.
100%
Awesome.
steel right there.
Steel cage match!
Let's start with main event. Juan, this was your first MLG event, right?
Yeah, correct. This is the first time I was at any kind of a legitimate non-underground tournament that had to do with a fighting game. So it was quite the experience, to tell you the truth. Yeah, we did have to sit on those steel chairs, but I mean, depending on where we go, we usually are not picky about what we sit on, so it wasn't really that big a deal for us.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, you guys might not be used to, the glamour of it, but like this is MLG we're talking about. They're supposed to be the top notch of all gaming tournaments, right? They should be giving you something comfortable to sit on.
We were more like, cool, we got seats. We weren't like, oh, these are steel seats. We were more like, all right, cool, we have enough seats so everybody can sit and not have to share a chair. That's where we were at. So, that wasn't so bad.
Okay, I see you.
I mean, the venue was awesome. I mean, I've never been in a venue like that. It looked really cool. We had a big giant screen for Tekken and the one for Halo. And those were the only two big screens, so we felt like that was awesome.
To be totally honest, I was kind of surprised that Tekken had a huge main stage, whereas Super Smash Bros. Didn't, especially with the fact that, Super Smash Bros. I thought was going to bring in a lot more traffic, and to be totally honest, it did. Tekken being a little bit more of a hardcore game, I was a little bit surprised to see them, put that on a featured station, whereas Smash Bros. Was kind of just in its own small little space.
I think a part of it has to do with the license. Nintendo has not given the license to Major League Gaming to air any of that stuff. I think at the end of the day, they just went with Tekken 6 because they could show it.
It's not like they gave you guys chairs to watch the main stage anyway, so if you're going to watch it, you had to stand there and just look up and go, interesting.
Ryan's really upset about those chairs, as we can tell.
I want to sit down. God.
The thing that was a little troublesome, you know what, and it's being kind of nitpicky, was that the officials there had, it was overly, it's cool to have a well-run tournament, you know what I mean? But it was overly specific about what was going on, you know what I mean? They would ask you every game what characters you were using and what stage you were on, you know what I mean? Who won, things that you would be able to just tell by looking at the game.
They weren't looking.
No, none of those guys are actually Tekken officials, and they're just randoms that they pull off the forums who are applying to be refs and stuff like that, so it's a bunch of nobodies. That's how it always has been, especially with Gears of War. We went through the same exact problem. They had no idea what a boom shot was. They follow their rules and everything, so it's just kind of silly.
They did the same thing with Smash Bros. I heard. And not a lot of them know about how it works, especially how they change the maps and all that. They did the same thing with Melee, too. I'm surprised they actually had chairs, because when Melee was on the circuit, the only people that had chairs were the two people that were playing, and then everybody else who was watching had to stand behind these little rope things, which are on the stream. So I guess it has to do with Nintendo, and they still haven't gotten the permission for that as of this moment, which sort of sucks, because now there's no stream. But, it's at least they had chairs. 100% steel.
My question is, and I watched it obviously on VOD, and the one thing I found really odd, and I don't know if this was intentional or not, but a lot of times, whenever they got done with the Tekken 6 match, it seemed like all the camera time was spent talking about how energetic the Brawl crowd was.
Yeah.
I did a couple of the matches, and like the first day, not really the second day. I didn't know what was going on in Smash at all. Like you could hear stuff on it while we were recording and stuff, but like I don't think I was on doing the commentary. Why would I say about Smash? I don't know anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, so it was mostly like I was like pretending like we were the only ones there. So like people were saying, that other people were saying stuff about Smash, but it was like they thanked me for not, because they didn't want to they didn't want to think about Tekken being so close to Smash for whatever stupid reason. Like, because Smash is considered like it's a fighting game, I guess, but it's like the crowd between the Tekken crowd and the Smash crowd. It's like two different ones. But I mean, it seemed like everybody was having fun. So.
Juan, tell us about your journey through the bracket, how it went, what surprised you, what disappointed you.
I couldn't have scripted probably a worse scenario for me to have to go through this thing the first time. I mean, the total weekend. And let me clarify that with saying that MLG did a phenomenal job with everything organizational-wise. Everything was done correctly, almost to the point of being almost too correctly. But me personally, I couldn't have scripted a worse scenario for myself. My first round match was against a player who plays my exact character, and I mean, and it's a dumb matchup. I mean, meaning like LoL players are pretty dumb when it comes to things that they do, and we get away with it because of how the character is structured. So when you play another character that's dumb, it just becomes like an idiotic matchup. You know what I mean? I went into the matchup trying to play conservative, which was probably the wrong move. The second wrong move I had was playing the same character. I have a backup character that I probably should have played against my first round opponent, so I messed up there. Ended up losing 3-0 to a person who most people would say I would have a pretty good chance against if I would have switched up the character. And that was my only match on Friday. Like, I had to sit there and watch like 20 plus matches on top of that, which was kind of, if I wasn't doing the commentary, I would have been pretty pissed that I was just there just for that one match. I thought that was a little kind of waste of time there. That kind of started off my weekend with a bang. So my first round match, I hear a rip against Verlaw, and I was like, Jesus, really? Like, I have to go through this? And the guy's a great player. He won the EVO exhibition last year. So he's, not to take anything away from him, he's a great player. I went into the matchup with the wrong mindset, and I paid for it.
Well, let me ask this question. Since it was your first actual tournament of this caliber, what would you say was the thing that most surprised you, or maybe even the thing you might have been not really expecting when you were going through it?
The caliber opponent I had, considering how many people were in there, and the top third of the field was really strong. But the other 2/3 of the field was like people, just online players and local players from Florida. And I'm not usually one to cry about who I play, because I could care less who I play. I mean, my plan going into it on Friday was waking up pretty late and playing for a little while at the hotel with a couple of New York guys, and then taking a nap from like 2 o'clock to like 4:30. And that's how it went down, because I didn't want to sit there for hours and just let my energy drain me, So it ended up being perfect. I ended up having enough energy for everything, almost to the point that by 9 o'clock I was, damn it, I want to play again. Like,
it must have been all that Dr. Pepper and Doritos and beef jerky
Hot
steaks,
Pockets.
Hot Pockets, and Jesus.
Hot Pockets.
Caloric intake galore.
Jesus.
Jesus.
And I swear to God, if one more person handed me some beef jerky, I was going to punch him in the face. I swear to God.
I swear to God, it is so ridiculous, the quality of, or lack thereof, of the food you get at Major League Gaming event.
Can I get a carrot stick, maybe? Can we get some lettuce, maybe? Salad dressing?
Yeah, it has to be in a Hot Pocket, though.
I didn't even eat Gerber baby food before I ate those fucking awful Hot Pockets they had.
I have to say, in regards to the quality of food that they have at MLG, this will tell you the amount of, the lengths I will go to try to represent VVV, by the way. They had a contest they were having at the Dr. Pepper booth, and I should have known right off the bat that this was a bad idea. But they said, hey, come on over to the Dr. Pepper booth. First 10 people here get to be in a contest. I'm like, all right, I'm right next to it. Let's go. And the contest was to see who the first person who could chug a Dr. Pepper was. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm in my VVV shirt. I've got to do this because there's a camera pointed right at me now. That was the worst experience of my life. I am very sorry that I was there for that. At least I got the VUV logo on camera. That's cool. But
Well, but I mean, to be fair, you also did represent us well because didn't you like annoy all the locals by winning the Guitar Hero mini tournament they had?
yes.
3 times.
Oh my gosh.
All 3 of them.
There were 3 Guitar Hero tournaments over the weekend, and I just ended up going around and I guess you could say ringing it. I ended up taking home $130 in Best Buy gift cards. Which,
130.
yeah, kind of.
That was 150.
It was supposed to be $150, but on the last day they ran out of gift cards, so they couldn't give the full amount.
Oh. Going back to that Dr. Pepper chug, though, I saw the guy who won it, like, he didn't actually finish his drink. He pretty much dumped half of it on his head, so... You win!
So bitter. I love it. Rapture, talk to me as a fan of Brawl. What did you see? What did you think? How did you like it? Talk to us.
Well, I mean, they did it well. A lot of people were surprised how well they did it. It mostly because it did go very fast, like how the Tekken tournament did go. They updated the brackets relatively fast. Though they didn't have a doubles bracket for everybody to see, which was sort of disappointing. And the fact that doubles really wasn't a large event in it, it was sort of a side thing. Doubles was supposed to come before singles in most tournaments. A lot of people like doubles in Smash Bros. It's more entertaining to watch. There's more people on the screen, obviously, and they sort of downplay that, and a lot of people did agree with that. But they did run it well. Again, though, no stream, which really sucked. Everybody was really hoping to see the stream. And they didn't let us know until the day before that Friday. So that's, the Thursday before, they're saying, oh, by the way, there's no stream. But there's a live vlog that we're going to update every hour. Exactly. Like, we would get information. Most of us got the information from people telling us because everybody wanted to know. So by the time they updated the live blog, everybody already knew about it. According to what they're saying, Nintendo didn't get back to them permission. They didn't say that they weren't going to give it, but they're supposed to put the recorded matches they have on, plus stream Columbus and their event afterwards once they get permission, if they get it and when they do get it. So, I mean, it's really up in the air right now, but that was really the big disappointment. But other than that, I seem pretty fine right now.
My biggest disappointment, honestly, was the way that they ended up seeding the event, which was all random.
Oh, that was bad.
They ended up doing something that a lot of the players like to call bracket raping players. Like, okay, let's look at the doubles tournament, for example. Our team, VVV Sunshine, which consists of DM Brandon and VVV Shadow, they ended up playing the first round against VVV Shadow's brother's team. And just like with Brandon in the singles tournament, Shadow in the singles tournament, they ended up playing a lot of their friends that they came down with from their area of the country. Instead of coming to Orlando and playing other players from around the nation, they just took a trip and played Brawl with one another like normal. That could have been done a little bit better.
Yeah, I know a lot of the players were frustrated about the seeding and the brackets and everything, but I still think, everyone was still energized and hyped up for watching, which was great. The one thing I wanted to say about Brawl, though, was the head director of it came over at the end of doubles and was like, if you guys find TVs that, flat screen TVs that do not lag or whatever for the game, that they're going to replace all of the Brawl TVs for them. Which, I mean, they should have done anyway. I mean, those are the TVs they've been using since 2007.
I think it's embarrassing to call yourself Major League Gaming and then have those terrible televisions we had to struggle with in 2007,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have lag on that in this sort of competition. Some characters demand that sort of precision, and any sort of lag on any TV, you can't work with it. A lot of the TVs were fine. Some guys end up getting screwed over because their character happened to be really precise in how you play them, and they got the laggy TVs. Yeah, the brackets were seeded randomly, which was odd because bracket 2 was jam-packed with great players, and then we got these online, warriors on brackets 1, 3, and 4, accepting like ADHD, Mewtwo King, all them, which was, I mean, they should have researched it a bit. I mean, they had Meta Knight, top character in the game. A lot of those people who play as Meta Knight in the early rounds of the game, instead of like sort of spacing them out, not to say that you're automatically good if you play as him, but a lot of the top players do use him. So, it's one of the, best players that uses a character called Marth. It got like last place because he got like wrecked raped, which was really unacceptable. So,
well, from what I was told is they tried to get who they thought was good in at the top 16 seeded, and then everything besides that was random.
Yeah.
So they tried to make it. It's almost like stacking it almost.
They did. I mean, Shadow had the 5th seed. Mewtwo King, I think, had the 10th seed. But there's a lot of Smash Bros. Players that are really, really good. I mean, you can't seed the top 16 and assume, oh, well, the rest of the guys, well, they're not as good, so let's just put them wherever. I mean, especially in a big tournament like that, people are going to come from everywhere. East Coast, West Coast, Midwest. A lot of players, and not like one of those smaller tournaments where you know who the best players in the region are, because tons of players came to this. And you got to at least research it, I guess. I mean, they try to, make it random to make it fair, but they really didn't. And it screwed over a lot of players who could have done better if they were at least fairly put into the bracket. So,
The game's been around for a while now. They should have had some kind of research or something for it. Yeah. But, they just wanted to put together a tournament instead of actually running a good tournament. They just threw it together.
Yeah. Well, to give them a little bit of credit, the director also did say, I was standing right next to him when I heard this conversation. He said that over the next couple of MLG events that he thought the brackets were going to become a little bit more refined. The seeding would be a little bit more refined because they would have data that they had to go off of it. Of course, the data's kind of skewed because of the results here. We might see a couple of really big upsets over the next couple of events because of some of the lower players, possibly upsetting some of the people that placed better here, but maybe that's what they wanted too, because they might want to see some, stunning upsets in the next couple of tournaments. But this is MLG we're talking about, so honestly, they probably didn't think that far ahead.
They also, by the way, the rules. There is a sort of like they call it the Smash Bros. Back Room, which is like a part of the community that puts together rules that that they encourage tournaments to use, and most tournaments do use them. This includes like how the matches are played, how many lives, and then the stages. MLG then decided, well, hey, we're gonna make our own little rule set, and then you're gonna use it, which wasn't entirely that bad. It wasn't that much different. A lot of the stages they put in were random as hell. One of them is known to be very glitchy, and not many people actually played on it. They tried to avoid it so they wouldn't get glitched out by random explosions. They also banned the use of the Wiimote. The major controller uses the GameCube controller, which they don't make anymore, by the way. But some people do use the Wiimote and like an add-on to it. But because it's not Wi-Fi, but like Bluetooth, according to them, it would mess up other things, which it is known to do. But in such a big venue, and so the people that do use them is very few, but they're top players. So some top players just didn't show up because they used the Wiimote, they banned it, so they didn't play. Some people lost money on it. One Ultimate Razor, who is probably one of the better Wiimote users in the United States, paid paid for plane tickets, and then he finds out you can't use the Wiimote, and now he's out how much money, and didn't even end up showing because there's no way he was able to do as well. Sort of messed up.
Well, I mean, I think, to be honest, I've said it a lot, I'm going to say it again. Major League Gaming is far from the definitive source of anything except Halo. They do Halo well, but everything else, they have a lot to learn. Well, I'll be honest, I was really glad to look at some Tekken and to look at some Brawl, to be honest. And I suppose we have to also talk about Major League Gaming's mainstay, Halo. So looks like Halo was interesting.
Halo.
Basically, the only Halo fan on the show is me because I'm fucking awesome. I really thoroughly enjoyed the season opener this year. It's possibly one of my favorite openers since 2007. It was just a fantastic matchup with all the teams, with all the rivals and everything, all the new team changes as well. But you guys, Instinct took it. They won the series 6-2 against Classic, and it was quite hilarious how they absolutely annihilated the shit out of Classic. It was just a good matchup. And, like Roy and Lunchbox, it was their first time event, and I think the event-winning MVP should go to Cloud on Instinct. He literally came in through the clutch on a bunch of capture the flag maps like Narrows. He ran the whole flag without even getting shot at. He just dodged every bullet, and then his teammates, Elamite and Lunchbox covered his ass really good. It was just great tournament for Instinct, and I was just pumped. I was freaking out.
Womp womp.
Perilous, you hated it, didn't you?
I watched maybe 3 matches, and they were all Active Rush's matches, because Active Rush is amazing. I saw Active Rush actually come back from being down, I believe, I want to say 5-2, and they ended up winning 4 matches in a row to beat Carbon. That was pretty solid. That was really the only match that was interesting to me. I mean,
well, there's no Griffball.
It's so boring.
They do it. I mean, they do it well. One of the things that they definitely do well is making sure that people like Halo, and they're like, hey, well, there's Halo, so hey, everybody watch it. We're gonna make it like ESPN, so everybody likes it.
And it's really good. They do a good job with, and I'm kind of seeing it on a first person perspective here. I watch ESPN all day long, and I see how they have like Nomar Garciaparra, he's now a baseball host and everything, and it makes sense, right? At MLG, Gandhi is a new host next to Puckett, and it just makes sense. He knows the game. He's a really good gamer. He's a national champion. It just totally makes sense that he's doing this now. For me, it was a really good event. Like I said, there wasn't just like good matchups. There was good clutch moments and like no scope headshot triple kills. Like they're going to have a lot of montage clips, for like top 10. It's going to be a hard top 10 clip montage for them, but they got a lot of footage and it was really great. God, you're such a Debbie Downer. Like
I hate Halo.
Even two teams from, England, they came over, Dignitas and Power Gaming, and they both did really well. Power Gaming obviously is my favorite team, but they did a fantastic job, and they have a lot of really good players, and they're up and coming. So I should definitely see them here in Raleigh or Columbus and look out for them.
But there's no Griffball though, and that's what makes Halo great.
Oh my God, Griffball!
That's what makes Halo great.
So lame.
I think, to me, I don't know. I just don't.
Don't care.
Well, it's not that I don't care. No. I mean, I like Halo. I think there are some things for me that, at the end of the day, I think are good. I don't think necessarily anybody's going to disagree that Halo actually, I think, surprised a lot of people. I do think that the Combine being this year definitely affects the fact that you're not going to get a lot of turnout at these events.
Thank you. Somebody finally fucking agrees with me. That's what the Combine, I'm just gonna say Combine. That's what the Combine is for. It's to eliminate the fucking little scrubs that think they're gonna go pro at Halo at the age of 15. It's gonna say, hey mom, I couldn't do anything at the Combine, so why should I go to a whole MLG event to waste our money? No, I'm gonna stay home and try practice some more, maybe for the next fucking Combine. I don't know. But it totally makes sense, and I love MLG for doing it. Bravo, good decision.
Let's talk a little bit about the World Cyber Games. The World Cyber Game qualifiers are going on. To me, the big news is that we're seeing movement in Forza, Karam 3D, Tekken, Warcraft. So all that's ongoing. We had a little bit of Guitar Hero news recently. Jason, what's been going on with the Guitar Hero qualifier?
Guitar Hero qualifiers. I know today that VVV Ganon Metroid ended up beating Witwix in the qualifier, which is a pretty huge win for him. As well, VVV Smokey Prague ended up defeating Schmeggery, who's an amazing opponent as well. His prize for that, of course, is that he has to play a Psy 28. Who defeated me in the WCG Nationals last year by 8 points. I'm still bitter Betty about that. But otherwise, there has been some amazing matches during the qualifiers. Keep your eyes peeled to them. There's definitely some amazing matches upcoming as well.
Yeah, so I can't really stress enough. The qualifiers look interesting. You can follow the qualifiers at it's qualify.us.wcg.com. So that's where you can follow all the WCG news. Which, speaking of WCG news, May 1st and 2nd, they're going to have a Fight Club up and coming, which I think is going to be at the Samsung Experience in New York. It's the World Cyber Games Fight Club. So if anybody's going to be in New York City the weekend of May 1st to May 2nd, they're going to do a Tekken 6 on the 360, which first place is $500, second place you get a Samsung Netbook computer, and third place you get a Samsung monitor. And they're also doing Dead or Alive 4. That's also going to have the exact same prizes. And this is Saturday, May 1st and Sunday, May 2nd. Registration is open. So if anyone's going to be in New York or wants to play Tekken 6 or Dead or Alive 4, that's the place to be.
Hey, main event, you going to be there?
Yeah, I already registered for it, so I will be there. I'm not sure why they have DOA 4 there, but whatever. But the admission's free too, by the way. But they said to make sure you register online because their space is limited. So I don't think you could just go there and just say, hey, I'm here, let me play. Definitely go onto the website and sign up for the event. It's no big deal, it's free, so you might as well do it that way so they can have the brackets all set up for when we get there.
Awesome. Also, we should probably talk about the VV Gaming FIFA tournament is going to be starting next month. Sign-ups are going well for that. Our Heroes in Earth tournament. Jason, what's going on in Heroes in Earth World?
All right, we just completed the second round of the winners bracket as well as the first round of the losers bracket. We're heading this week into the second round of the losers bracket. The people that are still in the winners bracket have the week off. We've had some great matches. I would definitely check out the Hancasts that have been done for the matches that have already played in the tournament if you have not seen them already. Some awesome commentary on those matches. You can learn about the game if you do not know about it already. I will reiterate this every week until you try the game out. The game is free. Download it, play it. It's amazing fun. You'll probably enjoy it if you like RTS type games like Warcraft or StarCraft. But overall, I think the tournament is definitely going really well.
Let's see, other news we have. The VVV Gears of War League is going to start for those that are interested.
Can't wait for that. Sign-ups will be starting soon. We're still proposing the rules that have been proposed. Make sure everybody knows what you think on them because we're still going through the threads. But everybody's liking the rules. We had a lot of little, stuff going on about everybody not really wanting to change about them. Now want to change between what MLG had when the game was on the circuit last season. But it's coming out really good after testing it a lot and, definitely showing us what could be done with the game when, everything's changed up.
I want to give everybody a quick overview of the Gears of War tournament. Sign-ups are going to start April 27th. That's going to be Tuesday, and it's going to remain open until May 9th. And then May 10th to the 16th is going to be the preseason week. And then the first week of the actual first season is going to start May 17th. I've had a lot of questions. I'll give you a quick rundown on how it's going to work. Basically, rosters are going to be locked from Tuesday to Sunday. The only day you can make a change to your roster is on Monday. All teams will be playing 2 matches per week for a total of 16 matches in the regular season. First season prize is going to be $400 to the winning team, maybe something for the second place team. We've not announced that yet. Prizes will go up as we next season add an amateur and then following season add a pro bracket, probably very similar to CEVO and how they do it for Counter-Strike. I really like that model. So borrowed a little bit from them and borrowed a little bit from Major League Gaming. And then when it came to game settings, to be honest, I didn't need anybody's advice there. I've been working on this for a long time. What was helpful, I think, is that in testing, we found a really new, great setting for Avalanche that I think worked really well. So in a nutshell, that's Gears of War. And I think it's going to grow. I mean, I think a lot of Gears of War players want a solid league that's going to be well run, and I think we're going to do that. Also, I want to point out that with this Gears of War league that we have, I wrote an article in the Chicago Tribune. Many of you have already seen it, but if you have not seen it, go to Geek to Me, and it'll be above our shout box, but it's this week's Geek to Me, which is basically about competitive game settings. I think it's really worth reading because there's a lot of stuff in there that deals with the journey that we've gone through in setting up the league, which I hope is going to be helpful to anybody who either A, is going to compete, wants to give constructive feedback, or other people who might be thinking about having their own tournament. In other big news I want to cover, I want to go ahead and cover that our Counter-Strike source team, VVV Inimitable, they have advanced, and they are now a CEVO Pro team. That is the highest bracket that CEVO has. So I want to congratulate the team. I think they had just one of those awesome seasons where a lot of tough choices. They had to make personnel changes. It was a difficult road. And at the end of the day, they pulled it out, and they're now going to be in CEVO Pro. So I'm really proud of VV Inimitable. Congratulations, everybody.
So we've got a really exciting topic to talk about now. We brought Dakota onto the show for a specific reason. Last week we had a discussion about the MMO Red Light Center, and our very own Dakota seems to have had some experience with this game. So, Dakota, can you give us a little bit of info onto your experience? And now, I also have to mention, you aren't 18, are you?
I'm not 18. I'm not.
So you are breaking the rules by even playing this game, am I right?
You would be correct. I technically am.
Well, that tells us how good they are at verification. But since you're here and you've already broke the law, spill it. What's going on?
This game, Red Light Center, is it's this MMO where if anyone doesn't know what Second Life is, you have your own little avatar which, pretty much portrays what you would do in this virtual world. However, unlike Second Life, this is all about doing people, pretty much, and going out and partying. I mean, that's really all it is. The whole thing is based on everybody getting, it's like a social networking / trying to hook up with people / pretending to dance in a little dance club thing. It's weird that it almost feels like one of those chat roulette sort of Omegle things because you really start talking to people, obviously who are strangers, but it has that sort of feel. People will literally just come up to you and start trying to get with you somehow, if that's how it works. My experience with it, it's really a weird game if you've really never been experienced to it. It, by the way, came out not too long ago. There was a beta I believe in 2006 that they started testing everything, and it's based off of cities like Amsterdam, Vancouver, and it's all based on going to parties and stuff. You can have finger quotes sex with people, if that's what you want to call it, but you have to pay for that. You have to be a VIP member to do that. So you have to shell out a little cash to get those perks there. The game itself, everyone is really the same kind of person. You're all people. And then there's staff. Pretty much they're like the police. They're like moderator people, but they don't do their job very well. Rarely will you see one. Rarely will they do anything for you. Rarely will you try to find one because their usage is very limited. Because I saw people really just like harassing people, in any way, shape, or form on this game, and nobody could do anything about it, and people would just leave. You'd walk. It's a weird game. The graphics are a little weird too. So it's trying to be obviously what people want to do, I guess, in their sex lives, and it's oddly portrayed. Really, really weird game. Just weird game.
So how exactly did you come into contact with this game? Did you end up coming across this at a friend's house? Did you download this on your own because you were just being a perverted little boy?
I don't know if I like the way you said that. That was, I don't know. Or did Lithium give it to you? That's another question.
Lithium did not give it to me. Actually, I was with a bunch of my friends. We actually heard about it on a local news article in my local newspaper, and somebody was like harassed. Somebody gave out personal information. First of all, never a good idea on the internet if you don't know who you're giving to. And the person who they met on Red Light Center started obviously consenting through him, and there was an article in my local newspaper. Obviously, we were interested in the game, like, hey, this will be funny to go on. We ended up actually getting an account on it, and when it had to go to somebody, I ended up taking the account because I thought it'd be more interesting to actually keep playing it. And it's not like I go on it every day. I haven't touched it, and obviously a lot because that's not what I do. But it's a really, I ended up taking the account, and that's really how I just like, well, this is, this is an MMO. I really wasn't sure. It's an odd game.
Have you learned anything?
I've learned that a lot of girls in that game don't wear a lot of clothes at all. Maybe intentionally, I'm not sure. But it's very male-oriented, by the way. You'll find guys who are dressed in anything from casual wear to a Superman costume, pretty much. And girls almost look like they're ready just take their tops off and go around. That's literally how much clothing they're wearing. Again, I don't know if it's intentional. I've heard that, like, in the beta, most of the girls' outfits were extremely revealing. Not that that's bad, but, again, it's a, game avatar, so it's not much to scoff at.
And there we have it. Well, I guess that's a lot better than, Game Crush.
I would assume that it is, especially if you get those VIP perks. I guess it would be a lot better than Game Crush.
All right. For this next topic we're going to get into here, as I just mentioned with Rapture, we've been talking about Gamers Crush, and we've been talking about, obviously, Red Light Center. And one of our callers actually recommended another game service to take a look at. So with that, Ryan, why don't you go ahead and play the message we got?
Hello, this is Royal Lance. This goes out to Kelly or Mrs. Lawrence. Since you've talked about Game Crush, I'd like to hear you talk about Meet a Gamer. I thought that a few high-profile gamers have added them on Facebook and whatnot, but you kind of were more resistant. Can you just tell everyone what you think about Meet a Gamer?
So, I guess, Kelly, what do you think about Meet a Gamer?
I think it's a big fucking retarded piece of shit website. That's what I think. Other than my vulgarity, it's just a website where people can, quote, meet each other, and they're all gamers, but the first thing you see when you go to meetagamer.com is girls with the words or letters MAG written all over their chest. And this is just absolutely pathetic. I mean, I don't know how slutty girls can be to prove themselves that they're gamers or something. I'm not too sure what they're trying to prove here, but I mean, I do see a few girls that I do know personally and that I've spoken to on several occasions, and they're all on here. And honestly, Lance, I'm just not that girl. I've never been that person to, write things all over myself, because that'd be silly. I don't need to prove to anyone that I'm a gamer. I play every day, I've been to tournaments. I was on TV for the frickin' thing. If you want to meet me at a fucking LAN event. I don't understand why we need to meet each other on websites. Let's meet on Xbox Live or something, you know what I mean? But I am that rebel girl gamer, I guess, or female gamer, whatever you want to call me. I am that rebel, and I don't get involved with shit like this because to me it's degrading and it's still segregating females. All their featured gamer is girls. There's no male featured gamer. Like, it's just so dumb and pathetic, and I can't explain to you how much I hate shit like this, but I do. I even wrote them an email actually about a month ago because they kept trying to add me and I kept pressing that good old decline button. But I wrote them an email telling them to leave me the fuck alone. I'm not involved with shit like this. And then I posted it on Twitter, which was really great, and I got a good response about it. So it was fun.
Yeah, as somebody who watches the VVV Gaming MySpace, I think our MySpace, I think our MySpace got a total of 37 friend requests from these spamming quote-unquote hot girls, all saying, go check out Meet a Gamer. And I thought to myself, like, I don't know what it is, but are there really that many guy gamers who can't, like, go into the real world? And I mean, because on the VVV site, almost everybody that I know, right, so many gamers are dating someone, right? So it's like, wherever all these antisocial losers are, they're certainly not around VV Gaming, right? And why they would go to Meet a Gamer to, I don't know, it's like promoting some cheesy social networking site that's not needed. You know
exactly.
what I'm
saying? As if we didn't have, MySpace and Facebook and Twitter. Now we have to go to fucking meetagamer.com. Like, it just boggles my mind. I just can't handle it. It's too much. I get really stressed out about this stupid shit.
And one of the things too is it wouldn't be so bad if it was actually about meeting gamers. But it's not about meeting gamers, because if you look at their feature, I just looked at their featured gamers page, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 10 featured gamers. 9 are girls, and they got one token guy in the middle who, he looks a little flighty anyway. So, I mean, I'm not sure at the end of the day this is all about, right?
And he's holding a sign up that says MAG. Like, okay, Queermo, good job. Like, you're fucking advertising a website that has girls' titties all over it. You're so cool. I don't.
Well, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I don't know where it would actually, like, be useful, right? Like, I'm a big fan of, like, gamers who make friends through playing a game. That's cool. And then I'm a big fan of people who, like, know each other, like on Facebook. Like, I don't play Farmville, but I get why Farmville works, right? It's like a bunch of people who are already friends now sharing a game. I get that, right? I get that model, and I get the model that's like, all right, hey, I'm in this game and I'm playing and I met you and you like this game and all of a sudden we become friends on Xbox Live or Steam or wherever we're at, Xfire, whatever it is, and that is good. But, like, what would incent me to go to, like, Meet a Gamer and be like, what, you need a friend? What are you going to see? What is this? It just doesn't, these sites don't make sense to me.
It's literally for the attention whore females that need and thrive off attention in the video game industry. Myself, on the other hand, I don't give a fuck what people say about me. I don't care. I don't need to go out there and meet more people. Like, I meet enough on Xbox Live. That's enough. Like, it's just too many. I can't keep track of whose name is who, let alone whose gamertag. Like, cause those are crazy nowadays. Like, Josh8745321. Like,
I didn't want his phone number.
Exactly. And when you go to a website like these, all of these are the same pretty much exact thing. But when you go to something like this, you're getting a fake personality. There's no way any of these people are acting like their real selves and their real characteristics. No fucking way, shape, or form. They're putting on a show for a girl, or the girl's just flirting with a guy that's on the internet. Like, it's just one of those two things, and there's no way you can make real friends.
So you're saying it's pathetic?
Basically, yeah. Good one.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
no.
I was just gonna say I think their theme song should be "I Want You to Want Me."
I don't know.
That's about it.
Let me ask this question: has anybody here ever gone to a site? Like, because I know there are a lot of social. How does that work? Like, I'm trying to think of like what I'm even doing. I'm signing up and then I'm posting on a few threads or introducing myself, and then, like, what do? I say, hey, I'm looking for a friend, and then a bunch of people are like, you can add me on Xbox Live, and then I'm supposed to go in there like, are you from MAG? Yeah, I'm from MAG. Are you from MAG? Cool. I mean, it just seems artificial, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You think?
Yeah, I mean, but when you go to the VVV Gaming website or any other gaming organization, you're on there for a specific reason. You need your free agent for, Halo 3, or a new upcoming, I don't know, Tekken player like Juan here. Just kidding, you're awesome. But you're doing something, I know. You have an objective and you need to seek out your answers. But on here, what do you need to do? You need to make a friend. Are you that much of a fucking loser you can't go play Call of Duty, get out of private chats and out of party chats and fucking just listen to the crowd and say, hey, you're pretty good, man. You want to team up? And then you team for the next couple hours. You play, you get to know each other. Boom, friend request. I can guarantee you, it's not that hard.
Well, that's
Especially
the
if you're
whole
not
point.
a dick.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point. Haven't we all been making friends on Xbox Live and everywhere else already? Like,
Exactly.
what do I
I've
need
been
the
doing
site
it
for?
since the
Shit, is
day
that
it
what we-
came out. I have friends on Xbox Live that I've known since the day Xbox Live has came out. I don't need to sit on a website and try to make friends. That's just silly.
All right, so there we have it on Meet a Gamer.
Thank you, Lance, for the question, though. You're awesome.
I think me, Rapture, Juan, and Paradise should grab some popcorn, and I want to see Kelly and Ryan go at it about Halo, because they have been just
Oh,
angry
ding, ding,
people.
ding.
I'll fucking win.
All right, well, we're gonna
There's
do
no
this.
winners and
We're gonna
losers.
do this like a traditional debate. We're gonna let Kelly
Okay.
start. Kelly, you're gonna get a minute to tell us why Halo was awesome, and then Perilous, you're gonna get a minute to tell us why Halo sucked, and then we'll give Kelly 30 seconds for rebuttal, and we'll give Ryan
God.
30 seconds for the last word, and then I'll let our judges decide. That would be Rapture, Juan, Paradise, how they did.
No,
so
because
both
fucking-
sides of this debate ready?
No, Jason's the biggest biased motherfucker ever. He's gonna be like, Ryan wins because I hate MLG. Go to
What? When did I say anything like that about this in the entire conversation? What the hell are you talking about? Oh my god!
Oh my
I
god.
love you.
Hey.
All right, here we go.
Kelly wins.
Well, don't worry. I mean, someone's got to judge it, and I'm going to use our three others on the show. You know, our co-host Jason, and then our guests Dakota and Juan, and we'll go from there. All right. So why don't we get started? Kelly, your minute begins now.
Okay, so back in the day, video games were just another thing online, but this awesome league called Major League Gaming took the game series called Halo and brought it onto a LAN where everyone can get together, meet each other face to face, and show their true skill. And today, in 2010, Major League Gaming, I would say, is the second best gaming league out there with Halo as its basic game because it started it. Without Halo, there would be no MLG. Without MLG, there would be no Gears of War, there would be no Tekken, Smash, everything else, Rainbow Six, World of Warcraft. This is all in the United States, granted. This is not across the world. But like I said, Halo has basically brought everyone together within the Gears communities, Rainbows, et cetera, and made them all friends. And communities like VVV Gaming is now thriving because of MLG's Gears of War first tournament, Meadowlands 2007. So I personally think that bashing MLG and saying Halo is an awful fucking series, which it isn't, it's made one of the highest gross video games budgets ever, it's just ignorant. You cannot state that. That is just stupid. I don't like MLG.
Time. That's all you get.
Time.
All right. That was Kelly's minute. And now, Ryan, you have your minute to tell us why you don't like
Alright, well, you say that, you know, without MLG or Halo, there would be no Gears or Super Smash or whatever. Trust me, there would be other leagues out there that would be doing just fine without it. I mean, obviously, Brawl was doing perfect without MLG. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. I thought it was actually muted.
It's all good. It's all good. You know, it's just my minute. But, you know,
Pause
Halo
here. I will now give Ryan an additional 20 seconds due to the burp interruption. Continue.
I don't need, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, look at it this way. I don't like Halo. Halo 1 was great. I played all the time with my friends on LAN. Halo 2 was good. It actually took a different amount of skill because there was different things you could do in the game. Halo 3, boring. It's all the same. It doesn't change from event to event, whatever. And look, when your top team has not finished top 4 in the last 8 events, and you think it's great, whatever. Like, I'm done. I win.
Kelly, you have 30 seconds to rebuttal.
Okay, so basically just because you don't like the series means the whole world has to not like it as well. That makes absolutely no sense. You are one person within a huge gaming community such as Halo, which is across the world. You are one person. I don't think your one opinion would even remotely affect Major League Gaming's gross or anything like that, because that would just be silly to compare it like that. And you just basically summed up your opinion of the game instead of the worldwide opinion of the game, which I'm thinking of.
Ryan, you have the final 30 seconds.
I didn't say anything about, you know, trying to bash on MLG or anything. I was just saying I don't like the game. I never said, you know, everyone should hate the game because I hate it. I said, look, I watched the game a little bit at the event. I enjoyed some of the matches, whatever. I would rather watch Brawl. I would rather poke my eyes out. I don't know, whatever.
All right. I don't know I can judge this. But let's see what everybody else thinks.
Difficult.
Juan, what do you think of Halo 3?
I've never played it. I have no idea about it.
What about you, Rapture?
Griffball, that's where it's at, obviously.
That's so many
Like
problems. What about you, Jason?
Well, let me actually give a deeply analytical thought here.
Yes, thank God, Jason.
Griffball.
Well, I personally think that Halo is not the most fun competitive game out there, at least to watch. It definitely has its strategy to it. There is a lot of deep aspects to the game. I actually was in a match, like, just for the hell of it. I played with Perilous and Enmity, and I believe Ultra was the other person on our team. And I felt lost. The game has a lot of depth to it. While I don't think that it's the most fun thing to watch, I definitely think Brawl has a lot on it in terms of being something that's fun for a spectator to enjoy. There's so much going on in Halo where you have, 8 screens, 8 different people all on different screens. It's a lot harder to follow unless you have the ESPN kind of split screen craziness going on the main stage. That's a little bit easier to follow. With all that being said, I think that Ryan's view of the game was just his own opinion, and where it does seem Kelly was a little bit more towards, the worldwide opinion. Being that my opinion is kind of closer to Ryan's, at least in regards to the competitive, I should say the watching aspect of the game. I don't know. I'm kind of split here between the two. I know that doesn't help you guys in deciding who wins, but I definitely think Kelly had a little bit more of an argument, so take that how you will.
Well,
Kelly definitely had more to say about it.
Well, I mean, I think, for me, it's sort of like, to paint sort of broad brushstrokes on this, I mean, if anybody tells me they like or dislike a game, I really could care less, right? Like, so if somebody says I don't like rhythm gaming or I don't like Halo 3, like, it goes in one ear out the other. I'm only interested in who the best players are in whatever game they're playing. When somebody tells me, Halo 3 is greater than or Gears of War is greater than, I just think to myself, like, man, who really gives a shit what you think? Like, go play your fucking game and be happy that you're playing it. But I also think that we're going to see a lot of evolution in gaming happening over the next several years. And I'm not so certain, that things are just going to remain where they are. And I say that meaning that I think a lot of titles are coming out, and I think a lot of opportunity is going to be out there from really good competitive titles. And we have other technology like on live. So at the end of the day, I think Halo Reach looks good. So at the end of the day, I don't know if it's important to debate it. I mean, I think at the end of the day, Ryan clearly does not like Halo 3 and is not interested in Kelly. Had a fun event, hanging out with the Halo community and watching Halo 3. That's what I take away from the debate. That's the story that I read into all this.
Pretty much.
I'm going to have to agree. I mean, at the end of the day, it's whoever, if you enjoy it, enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you got other things you can do. And if you're a rhythm gamer like me, you just flip your middle fingers into the air and go win $130 from the Hot Pocket stand.
Motherfucking Hot Pockets, kill yourself, all of you. Dr. Pepper, Hot Pockets, fucking beef jerky, Doritos. I swear to God, it kills me. It kills me every time I gotta think of it.
Well, I mean, alright, for me, coming from Smash Bros. And all that, I like Halo. Not just for Griffball. I like Halo. I, grew up playing Halo 1, Halo 2, all that. It is a great game. I think they do present it well. It's not like I don't like Halo. It's just that it's not one of those games that really takes me off my seat. Like when maybe just because I like Smash, but when I watch Melee or Brawl, like I'm like it's intense. And anyone watching those things, it's intense. Not like Halo isn't intense. It doesn't have that wow factor anymore. Really, it's almost like it's being like, oh, it's Halo. Okay, well yeah, it's Halo. Everybody knows what it is, and it doesn't have that pizzazz anymore. That's what I think.
And there's one other big thing to this, I think, which is that with Halo, it is a little bit more of a complex game. And by that I mean, if someone doesn't know how to game, they can't just pick up the controller and play it. Whereas with something like Brawl or Guitar Hero, it's a little bit easier to pick up and play. There isn't as much just to be a casual player to play it, and that might lead some of the people to be a little bit more drawn to something like Brawl, which, would give that the huge crowds that it had at MLG, or even the small little mini Guitar Hero station that had quite a big following at the MLG event. Both of those games are very big in the casual market. They're easy to pick up and play. Because of that, perhaps those games would be a little bit better for the MLG circuit. Of course, we'll probably never see Guitar Hero on the MLG circuit, since it appears that, the people in charge of MLG have a little bit of a vendetta towards it. They don't seem to like it. But, those I think would be better competitive games, at least for watching. They're good games for spectating.
All right, everyone, this brings us to the end of the show, and since we're having one of the Lead and Gold producers next week, I want to let you all know that there is a giveaway. So the first person to send me an email, lordjareth@vvv-gaming.com, you will get a Lead and Gold Steam key, so you can download the game and play for free. I want to thank the Gamers Garage for hosting the show as always. Crash, you've been fantastic. I want to thank our sponsors, SteelSeries, Control Freak, MusicSkins.com, and Custom Ink. I want to thank the VV community for your guys' feedback and support. I appreciate it. I want to remind everybody to stop over at thegamersgarage.com. You're going to find out how to follow us on Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter. And then while you're there, if you guys, I don't know if anybody's really done this, but I want you to listen to the other shows, because the Gamers Garage has some great podcasts outside of our own. Take a listen. And don't forget, you can also leave us feedback by calling our voicemail at 206-350-7352, or you can email us at mailbag@thegamersgarage.com.
Oh man, is this the first losers bracket without a rant from Jerry?
This week I really wasn't going to do a rant, but then I was reminded of something. And the thing that really got me this week more than anything was all this bullshit over MLG Orlando. I'm going to tell you what the fucking bullshit was. And it stacks pretty fucking high. Too many fucking players have come to me for a sponsorship. You know how they did it at fucking Orlando? They didn't do shit, right? All those fucking Halo teams that told me about how they can do our own fucking Halo team, Afternoon Delight, big fucking deal. What happens as soon as you fucking lose? Your team breaks up and you wear your Afternoon Delight shirts. Go fuck yourself, seriously. You know how fucking much that annoys me? Like, oh my god, this precious community and this precious community, fuck all of you. What's it gonna take to find a fucking team that's gonna fucking actually stick together? That's the huge problem. And that's what's got me so fucking pissed off. The same thing with these Gears of War settings. I do these fucking Gears of War settings, and then I get people who like, do you play the game? Do I play the game? Go fuck yourself. I've been involved in setting Gears of War settings before the game ever came on a Major League Gaming Pro circuit. Who do you think fucking sent emails back and forth, Nexi and myself, going through Gears of War 2? Do you know anything about the game? Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I do know one or two things about Gears of War. And if anything, I know that the game should have stayed on the Gears of War Pro, should have stayed on the Major League Gaming Pro circuit, but the problem was the community's so shitty. The only reason that Halo stays alive, in my humble opinion, is because they stack the deck for their fucking pro teams, and they actually spend time with those pro players, and everybody ends up watching them and assume they're good. Maybe at the end of the day, Major League Gaming does have the right model. Because certainly, with every fucking commando who comes to an event, I've been playing Halo. So nobody gives a shit of you. What have you accomplished? What have you done? Can you articulate an idea? Do you even know how to write? Those are the important things. Nobody gives a shit about your opinion, but can you actually construct a coherent thought and express yourself and your ideas such that it's contextually relevant for the game? Now, if those words you didn't fucking understand, then don't submit your opinion. You are, sadly, one of those undereducated Americans that both will vote and reproduce and stick this country with more of your genetic inadequacies. And that's fine. I don't mind putting up with it because I see it every day. But if anybody can hear this fucking rant and you actually have the mentality and the wherewithal to fucking work with a team, actually go to a LAN event, learn some things, improve as a team, to build some chemistry, please let me know you exist, because that seems to be, I don't know how many teams have applied for sponsorships, broken up, not done well, all this shit. And to be honest, I get a little tired of it. And as far as the Gears of War League settings, yeah, they're going to stay the way they fucking are. And I don't care if you like Ragdoll. I don't care if you like this map or that map. You want to play for $400? You want to play for $1,200? You want to play for increased prize amount? You'll fucking play whatever goddamn settings we want. And if not, then don't go fucking play. I had a Gears of War player tell me, well, I'm going to go play Halo. You go do that, sunshine. You go right the fuck ahead and play Halo. And here's my advice to you. While some people are going to play Gears of War and win money, you're going to sit your fat fucking Dr. Pepper Dorito eating ass at the fucking combine getting fucking 18th going, well, maybe we'll do better. And instead of winning money, you're just going to shell out money to fucking Major League Gaming. Big fucking deal.